This week on Las Noticias, California is turning people who have served their prison sentences over to immigration, and the Supreme Court is allowing the Trump administration to end the census count. I am Julissa Arce, and for the past few months, I have been bringing attention to important stories that affect the Latinx community and deserve more national attention. Let's get started. Number 1. Volunteer firefighter Kao Saelee thought he would be reuniting with his family at the end of his 22-year prison sentence. Instead, the state of California opted to turn him over to ICE. The key word here is opted. California state laws do not obligate the state to comply with immigration enforcement agencies. Kao had served his time and fought against California's 2018 and 2019 wildfires. He is currently at an immigration detention center while he awaits his deportation hearing. Because he's a Mian refugee from Laos, and Laos doesn't recognize Mian citizens, his life is in total limbo. He served his sentence, paid his debt to society, and he deserves to be free. Maybe we should stop calling California a sanctuary state. The current sanctuary law, which was passed in 2017, prevents law enforcement from cooperating with ICE. But to be a true champion of all immigrants, it should also stop the state from turning people over who have already served their sentence. Kao's story is familiar to many men and women in the Latinx community. So, here is what you can do to help. Number 1, sign the petition asking for Saelee's release at change.org/free Saelee. And 2, we must keep pushing Governor Newsom to protect all immigrants. Number 2, the Supreme Court has ruled that the Trump administration can now prematurely end the 2020 census count. This is one of the administration's many attempts to keep our community from being counted. First, the administration wanted to add a citizenship question to instill fear in many immigrant and Latino households. They wanted to scare us into hiding. Thankfully, they lost in court. Then the pandemic hit, and the original deadline was extended to August 31st, then October 31st. Then Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross moved the deadline to September 30th without warning. Now, because of the Supreme Court ruling, the census count abruptly ended on October 15th. The census count affects many important decisions impacting our community, including federal resources, local representation, and very importantly, congressional representation. Because of the pandemic, the Census Bureau was going to deliver the population count used for redistricting and congressional representation in April of 2021, according to the New York Times. But the Trump administration is insisting to have the numbers by December 31st. All of this means that whether Trump wins or loses the election, he might get to overlook the redistricting process, which experts say would benefit Republicans for the next 10 years. We cannot allow this to happen. While the census count is over for now, the way the data is processed still matters a great deal. We can still apply pressure to ensure quality controls are in place for the population count to be accurate. As accurate as it can be given all the meddling of the Trump administration and what is supposed to be a nonpartisan process. So, tweet, call, email, and continue to pressure the administration and Congress to do what's right. That's all for this week. Please share this video. It's up to us to shine a light on the stories that affect those within our communities. Let's be each other's megaphones. Thank you for watching. I'm Julissa Arce, and this has been a Bice and Dos Rayas production. You can follow Bice at Bice on Instagram and at Bice Official on Twitter, and follow me at Julissa Arce for more stories and actions.